Hey guys, it's Steph here. I'm at Pilates Republic and I'm here to take you through a reformer session today. I'm going to give you a few options for springs that you might like to use. So you'll hear me say beginner options and intermediate options as well. But of course, if you did want to regress a little bit or if you want to have breaks throughout the session, that's completely fine. I'm not going to be using any equipment today, just the reformer. I'll try and make my instructions as clear as I possibly can. And let's just have fun with our session today. We're just going to be moving our bodies. It's a nice full body workout. So hopefully you're going to enjoy the session and let's get started. So let's set our springs first of all, one red for beginner and one red and a yellow for intermediate. If you can come onto your back, feet resting on the platform. We're going to start with our bridges. Start to peel your spine slowly off the carriage. One bone at a time peels up. One bone at a time peels back down. Thinking about pushing your knees forward so that your machine stays nice and still. And make sure you're squeezing your glutes at the top of the movement as well. We are about to hold our hips up for pulses. 3, 2, and 1. Let's hold those hips up and do little hip dip pulses, up, down, moving about an inch up and down. And last 3, 2, and 1. Lower those hips back down again. Now we float our left leg into tabletop and we come into single leg bridges. So our right foot's on the platform and our hips lift up and down, just like we did before, but now the left leg is up in the air. You should be feeling your right butt cheek switching on now. We're going to be switching sides in 3, 2, and 1. Lower that left foot to the platform and float the right leg up into tabletop. Here we go, hips come up and hips come down. Make sure we're feeling that left butt cheek switching on, squeezing your bottom at the top range. We've got our last 3, 2, and 1. Let's lower those hips all the way down. And now we're going to be grabbing onto our short loops with our hands. Arms come straight up to the ceiling over your shoulders. Float both legs into tabletop. Start to lower our hands down onto the carriage and then back to the ceiling over the shoulders. Hands go down, hands come up. Drawing your belly button into your spine. We've got a nice neutral arch under our spine, so we're not completely flattening our back down to the carriage. So next time your arms lift up, extend one leg forward, and then as your arms go down, come back to tabletop, and then repeat on the other side. Every time those arms come up, one leg goes out, and then next time the other leg goes out. You're welcome to stay here if this feels challenging enough for you today. For anyone feeling like a greater challenge, you can start to straighten both legs forward as your arms lift up to the sky. Remembering you're welcome to stay on single leg movements if you need to. Our abs should be working and our arms should be working. We're about to come into some sideways arms movements in 3, 2, and 1. Arms come to the hips, then they open sideways, and then back to the hips again, as if you're a bird flapping your wings. Making this T shape with our arms as they open sideways, and then bring them back into the sides of your body. Make sure we are breathing throughout the whole movement. And if you feel like progressing, as your arms open sideways, you can extend one leg forward, just like we did before. And as your arms come into your sides, you tuck both knees back to tabletop. So as those arms open, one leg goes straight forward, and then alternating legs. If you're ready for a greater challenge today, you can straighten both legs forward as your arms open sideways, and then tuck both knees back to tabletop as your arms come into your sides. This should really get those abs working and those arm and back muscles. Let's keep breathing. We are about to do some circles with our arms in 3, 2, and 1. Lift the arms up, then circle sideways around, back to the hips, and up again. Sideways around, into the hips, then up to the sky. If you've accidentally gone the wrong way, it's not a big deal. We will be reversing these circles very shortly. We're working below shoulder height with our circles, so just make sure we're not reaching up over our head. We're reversing our circles in 3, 2, and 1. Opposite direction. So arms down to the carriage, out to the sides, and back to the ceiling. You can keep your legs in tabletop for all these. We're going to be finishing this arm series with some hundreds. In 3, 2, 1. Crunching up, arms by your sides. Lift your head up if you're able to, and beat those arms up, down, up, down, up, down. Keep breathing. Breathing in for 5 beats, breathing out for 5 beats. If you want to challenge, straighten one leg forward, and then switch every 5 beats. If you really want to challenge today, both legs straight. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, relaxing down, loops go away on those shoulder blocks, and gently rock your knees side to side. We are about to stand up for some leg work. Alrighty guys, we're going to be standing up now, so if you can just check those springs. We now want one red as your easier option and a red and a yellow for your intermediate option. Standing up, right foot to platform, left foot to carriage. Let's split those legs out sideways and slowly close back in. This should feel fairly heavy. We are working the outsides of the legs. Belly into spine and tuck that tailbone under. You can definitely move your arms out as well, like I am. Let's start to get our glutes switching on. Try your best to control the movement. With these heavier springs, it's going to be harder to push it away, but you are quite supported. Breathing out to press that carriage out. We're about to come into some squats. Last 3, 2, and 1. Separate your carriage about hip width apart. You're going to sink down into the squat and stand back up again, trying really hard to keep your machine nice and still. Weight is in your heels. Hands wherever you're comfortable with them. I've got mine in front of my chest. Make sure our knees are out over our toes. We don't want them collapsing in towards each other. Taking your time, carriage stay still. We're about to put all of that together. On your next rep, you squat down, then stand up and press the carriage out to a star. As the carriage comes in, squat. As you stand up, press out to a star. You should really be feeling those legs working now. Breathe out to press out. We're going to be holding this star shape in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold. Last 3, 2, and 1. You can close your machine in now. Now we're going to sit down on your carriage, bottom on the carriage, legs straight out between the shoulder blocks. I'm going to keep my springs the same, but if you want a lighter option, just go to a blue for an easier. We pick up our short loops in our hands, palms face the sky, and we come into bicep curls. Bringing your hands right towards your face, slowly straighten those arms forward again. Sitting up nice and tall, good posture here. If you need to change your sitting position, you're more than welcome to change those legs. We're adding on now. So we come into our bicep curl. Pulse the arms up to the sky, release down, then straighten out. So it's a bicep curl. Pulse up and down with the hands, straighten forward again. Shoulders might be helping now as well. Now let's thread our arms into our short loops, so the short loops are around the elbows. We're going to open our arms sideways, squeeze the shoulder blades together, slowly come back into the center. Let's start to work in that mid-back. Squeeze the shoulder blades, release. Squeeze, arms come back, and release. Let's make sure we're keeping our neck relaxed, shoulders down away from the ears. This is excellent for improving your posture. Last 3, 2, and 1. Let's hold the short loops in our hands now, coming into reverse flies. With straight arms, open your arms sideways. Squeeze those shoulder blades again. Slowly release the arms forward. Squeeze those shoulder blades as the arms come back. Try and keep your shoulders relaxed away from your ears. If your arms are lower, it's a little bit more gentle through the neck. We're about to windmill our arms. So next time your arms open, one arm goes high, one goes low, and lean back, then sit back up, arms together, and repeat on the other side. So as your arms open, you angle your arms and lean backwards and slightly to the side. So you're getting a little bit of core engagement. Shoulders and core is switching on. Your long loops are a little bit lighter for you if you ever need them, just remember that. Last few repetitions here. And then we'll just change our position slightly. You've got 3, 2, and 1. Now keep holding those loops in your hands. Bend your legs and wriggle your bottom forward. Bend your arms, hold them bent. Now start to roll down as if you've done a sit-up and then roll back up again. Roll your body back down and then curl back up again. If you're taller, you might have to move your bottom closer to the shoulder blocks. I've got short legs, so I can sit in the middle of the carriage. Just practicing our roll downs here. It's okay if you can't go very low. We're gonna hold halfway down in 3, 2, and hold. Can you float your legs to tabletop and hold? Okay, let's pop those loops away. We're coming back up to standing. Your spring should be on 1 red for your easier option and a red and yellow for your more challenging option. So now you're going to step your left foot onto the platform and your right foot onto the carriage. Let's split those legs and slowly close them in again. I'm still gonna face you guys, but you should be now having your left foot on the platform. Remember, we wanna feel the outsides of the legs working. Make sure you've got a nice neutral arch in your lower back. We don't wanna arch back excessively. Keep that belly button drawn into the spine, rib cage tucked down. We have our squats coming up very shortly. We are squatting in 3, 2, and 1. Hold that carriage hip width. Let's start to squat down and stand back up again. The weight is in your heels. Keep on breathing, keep that carriage still if we can. We're about to put it together in 3, 2, and 1. So you squat. As you stand up, press your carriage away to a star shape. As you squat down, carriage slides in. As you stand up, you press that carriage out. Breathe out as you press away. We're gonna hold this star shape out in 3, 2, and hold it out. Hold. Last 3, 2, and 1. Close it in. Alrighty, now we turn to face our shoulder blocks. Hands on the carriage, press out into a plank, and then bend your legs to come back in again. Press out to a plank, bend back in. You can do this on your forearms if your wrists are sore. Breathe out as you press out. Legs, shoulders, abs, everything is working now. Get that heart rate up. We're going to try and hold out in 3, 2, and 1. Hold. Let's just move our arms. Arms slide the carriage forward and back, forward and back. Beautiful work. Last 3, 2, and 1. Relaxing there. Okay, now we're going to straddle our machine, 1 foot either side of the carriage. Picking up your short loops, we're holding a little squat position. Coming into a narrow row, elbows slide back either side of your body. Slowly reach your arms forward again. Shoulders stay down away from the ears. This is a little bit easier if you walk forward. It's a little bit harder if you walk back. I've still got the same springs on. We're going to start to add some movement with some squats as well. So as you row, squat down. As you stand up, release. Row and squat, up and release. If you're shorter, this might be a little bit more difficult for you, I'm afraid. Longer leg people, this is an exercise made for you. We're going to be holding this squat down for pulses in 3, 2, and 1. Hold your squat down, elbows back, pulse your legs up, down, down. Weight in the heels. And 3, 2, 1. Arms pulse back and back. Beautiful. Almost there. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Standing up, you can put those loops away. Let's bring our knees onto the carriage now. Hands on your rails. We're coming into some nice cat-cow stretches. Round your spine to the ceiling and then arch the opposite way. Just moving your back into flexion and extension at your own pace. We'll be coming into some knee tucks. So let's settle our spine into neutral. The knees tuck the carriage to the hands and then release it out again. Knees pull that carriage up to the hands and release. Abs should be working to pull those knees up. This is fairly heavy, so do what you can. We're going to do this movement on an angle next. In 3, 2, and 1. Walk both hands over to the right rail and repeat the same movement. You're going to turn your head slightly to the right as you slide the carriage up. Do the best that you can here. We'll be changing sides in 3, 2, and 1. Let's walk over to the left rail now. Little knee tucks on the side. You are almost done. Last 3, 2, and 1. Relaxing there. You can sit back into your child's pose. Nice deep breaths. And you are all done. Thank you so much for joining in today. I hope you enjoyed that reformer workout, and I will see you soon.